Thank you very much for joining us. We are sitting here with Vianna London, the founder of Theta Healing, and we've decided to ask her a couple of questions as some of the new teachers around the world have started to have a few questions themselves in terms of how to run their courses, what they can and cannot do. Vianna, thank you for joining us.
You're welcome.
Very quickly, the first thing that I wanted to ask is, we found that some teachers are starting to create their own courses, and they are doing things like saying, to attend my course you need to have done advanced or basic and advanced theta healing first, and you can't attend my course. Or what they're saying is that they're running courses where they're saying, this is not a theta healing course, but it contains theta healing elements. Is this something that is allowed? Is this a good idea, or what are your thoughts on that?
Well, for any course to be approved by Theta Healing, it has to be sent in and looked at and then approved as an elective class. If your class isn't an elective Theta Healing class, you can't call it Theta Healing. And we would strongly suggest that you don't tell people that they have to have Theta Healing classes in order to take any class that you create. In order to be an official Theta Healing class, it has to be approved. You can have practice groups. You can invite people over to your home. You can actually work on maybe abundance issues, things like that. But you cannot create a class and call it Theta Healing without an approval. It has to go through the board. It has to go through trademark stuff, because we want to protect our modality from becoming something called generic. We don't want our modality to be just washed away. We want to keep it safe. So if any teacher tells you that they're teaching a Theta Healing course, but it's not a real Theta Healing course, you need to be buyer beware. You need to make sure that you're taking real Theta Healing courses from real Theta Healing instructors.
So on a similar kind of line, there are some teachers or some people out there that they go and read a Theta Healing book and they say that they can practice Theta Healing. They go and attend a basic class or an advanced class, but they don't attend the instructors' classes, and then they call themselves Theta Healing Masters or Theta Healing Instructors. What would you say is the best thing for us to do with that?
Well, again, it's buyer beware. Unless you look up your instructor, make sure that they really are a Theta Healing instructor, they probably haven't been instructed on how to teach you correctly. You can do Theta Healing by doing and reading the book, but to really be a qualified practitioner, you need practice and a real course to really protect you and actually give you the information you need to be a practitioner. So we suggest that you go to a practitioner that has actually attended a course, and we suggest that you actually take your classes from a real Theta Healing instructor, and be aware of anyone calling themselves any names like Master or a whole bunch of new ones that are out. These people have not become Theta Healing Masters. That requires a lot of effort and a lot of classes. You know, you will tell by their professionalism. So just like in any modality, you need to make sure that you're getting the real deal.
Where can I find out whether a course is a Theta Healing course, or where can I find out if a person who claims to be an instructor or a master is actually an instructor?
I would suggest getting on our Theta Healing websites and actually looking to see if their names are as listed as instructors on our Theta Healing website. We list our instructors, and you can ask for our certificate, but these are really important things. Otherwise, you're going to get something that isn't Theta Healing.
No.
And I'm not saying that people can't be good from reading the book, but just taking the effort and making sure that you attend the classes makes you better. And if they don't honor the work enough to take the courses, then why should you take a class and be honored by anyone if you're not honoring the modality itself?
Now, if I understand correctly, we want to try and protect the trademark for everybody.
Right. We want to protect our trademark. Having a trademark gives us validity in the world, and it actually makes us desirable in many different areas, and we're being seriously looked at by many different things like the medical profession and going in and doing really cool experiments, and we want to make sure that we keep our name very clear.
So let me ask you this question. If somebody persistently advertises classes which are not Theta Healing classes and uses the Theta Healing brand, or if somebody persistently markets themselves as a teacher and they're not really a teacher, or even when it comes to the pricing issue, because pricing is a very important thing for us as Theta Healers. There are some people that are really undercutting the prices, and they're offering big discounts, and they Why is it important for us to understand these concepts? Why is it important for us to follow these guidelines?
Well, first of all, in Theta Healing, we can't tell you how much you can charge for your classes, but we can set up a guideline. And if you're too high, people think you're greedy. If you're too low, people won't come, and you're undercutting the modality. We can tell you can give scholarships to people, you can give partial scholarships. We ask you not to say the word discount, because again, it undercuts the actual true magic of this modality. We offer a lot of amazing things. And if we can keep the modality up at a level of respect, we'll be respected around the world. Two, if you are an instructor and you are creating different things in different classes, you know, you can lose your license. And if you're not an instructor and saying you are, you can actually get in trouble and actually get solicitors and attorneys and get pulled into the fact that you are doing things that are not right. Because protecting our modality and its reputation is really important, especially in this world where people just take a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and they lose the true essence of the modality itself. You know, Theta healers have respect, they have nobility, they have honor. Sometimes we just need to know what we can and can't do. That's all as simple as that. The fact is that we encourage people to take other modalities. It's okay if you create certain classes as long as they're not Theta healing classes. If you're going to create a class and call it Theta healing, you need to make sure it's approved. And if you tell people that they have to take a Theta healing class before they take your class, that implies that you're teaching a Theta healing class. That can be also very damaging to your reputation, and it also could probably get you in a little bit of trouble with the board of directors, I think.
And that's not a good thing.
No, it's not probably good. Because we want to make sure that everybody honors and respects our modality, and we know that you do. You know, we know that you actually love Theta healing, and we love you, and we don't like to have any conflicts.
So just to clarify for some of the people out there, if I pay a deposit, what does a deposit entail?
If you pay a deposit to come to somebody's class, that's like saying, I'm coming. To the person gathering the deposit, they use it to gather the room, to actually prepare for the visit. And so a deposit is exactly that. It's a deposit that you are coming.
And what's the difference between the deposit and the class fee or the seminar fee?
The seminar fee is what I charge. And so the host is allowed to collect a deposit to cover their work, the room, the refreshments, their time, and then what I charge is what I charge for the class. So they are all together one fee, but they are separated deposit for the host and for me, my set fee for the class. If you pay a deposit, a lot of times it's not refundable because they've already used the money to prepare for the room, unless there's a real big crisis or you have to discuss it with the host. And every host is different, because in every country the prices are different. Some countries are incredibly expensive to get a room and to get things. So we charge a one fee to come in, and then our host charges their fee.
Okay. Thank you very much for your time, Vianna. I'm sure that this will clear up a lot of minor questions that some of the teachers might have had, or some of the students. I'm sure it's going to help people move it forward in a much better way, and thank you for your time.
You're welcome.